The major concern of all developmental projects is on how to improve the economic and social well-being of its targeted region. The objective of Humidtropics is not different from this, as it also seeks to improve the livelihood of smallholder farmers in the Humidtropics region.
Humidtropics is practically taking the research approach to the farmer and does not come up with the technology first, but first talks to the people, collects the information, collects what is the problem, where do you see solutions from the people who are actually concerned, and tries to involve them very actively in the development and in the testing of technologies that are likely to help them, that are likely for them to be adopted, adapted, and actually used. So they come off the shelf, or they don't even go onto the shelf. They are developed together with the farmer and stay right with the farmer for immediate application.
The team recently extended its tentacles to Oyo, Osun, and Ondo State in order to launch Humidtropics activities in these areas.
You know that the Humidtropics region is a region where you have great agroecological resources. You have a big population of people, which is nearly 2.9 billion of people. But at the same time, you have low productivity and you have, let's say, a low livelihood standards. So there is a gap between the agroecological resources and the people living there and the results we have, like productivity and living standards under this, let's say, in this region. Yeah. So that's why this program is seeking to close this gap by improving, the livelihood of the rural poor farmers, who are the most, let's say, important part of the population in this Humidtropic region.
At the 2-day workshop held at Oshogbo in Osun State, the Humidtropics team employed a participatory approach to elicit from the participants challenges confronting the smallholder farmers, as well as opportunities available in these regions, in order to bring a sustainable solution that will impact on the lives of the people.
We're using first a participatory approach with the different stakeholders representing the full agricultural system across these particular action sites. And the idea is to help our process with their guidance and their expert knowledge of the local situation on the ground. So we're now extracting information through a series of exercises with the stakeholder participants, and we will then use that to help guide our research targeting to generate the greatest impact in the areas that they have identified for us, and then we then follow up and confirm. And so the idea is to draw on expert knowledge of the full system, including input markets, including services, business development services, financial services, agricultural productivity, natural resource management, the whole gamut that covers the agricultural system to lead to better poverty outcomes.
The participant vents the challenges confronting and undermining their productive activities in these areas and express optimism in the Humidtropics project.
Farmers have a lot of problems, but we have some few ones that we can just mention here. It's not a palpable party problem. It is feed problem. I mean feed problem in the sense that we have transportation problem. If farmer affected his or her goods in the farm, the transporter will put a lot of money on something. So, but before the goods go to the market, it will be in the higher side. That's point number one. Point number two is this: we have Fulani Boro. By the time we planted our crops and other things like that, cassava, maize, other things, those Fulani, they will just direct their cows there and destroy everything. And security of Nigeria is not a matter, because a peasant farmer who doesn't have anything we report the case to the police people. By the time Fulani people give policemen money, they will not do justice to this thing. It's part of our problem. Besides that, we have ecological problem. You know, in some area we have some topography problem, weather changing, and other things like that. Apart from that, we have middle people problem again. Do you know what I say middle people? I'm talking of middle men and middle women. By the time I planted my maize or cassava or whatever, by the time I harvested it and I take it to market, they buy that thing at very lower something, and they are going to either resell it to other people in higher proportion, or they are going to reproduce it. For instance, if somebody buys cassava from you now, they will change it to gari. And after you have made gari or industrial startup of it, they will sell it at higher something without suffering. It's only peasant farmer that suffer. We used to suffer. Our people suffer a lot in planting. They suffer in weeding. They suffer in harvesting. And by the time they harvested, they suffer in selling it. By the time they sell it, some people come from nowhere to buy it. For instance, now, let me use another area, livestock, aquaculture now. I'm talking of fish farming. If we have fish for about 6 months now, that fish, the people who will go to resell it, they can buy a kilo of fish for 100, 150 naira. By the time they want to sell it to outside, they sell it for 300, 400 naira. Look at that margin. So we face a lot of problem.
Well, I think one of the things I see, I've asked myself, and I see this program is coming about, is that it's going to address the challenges of stakeholders, and it's going to help us to address the challenges of smallholders through the stakeholders that are here. And each of us have areas we need assistance in. So for me, this project I think it's beneficial in the long run, because it will help us, it will give us the enabling environment to drive our different projects to achieve the ultimate aim of helping smallholders families in Nigeria, particularly in the Southwest region.